Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMTrading. Today is April 28th, 2022. And today is Thursday morning. So looking at the highlights of today, the euro and the British pound continue to slide. Now, there's no major economic event scheduled for today. And if there is, they're going to be overshadowed by the major U.S. companies releasing quarterly earnings today, including Apple, Amazon, and Intel Microchips. So these are major corporations that are coming out with their quarterly earning reports. Now, Facebook came out with yesterday. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. But first, looking at the Forex symbols, the US dollar continues to strengthen versus the major pairs. Now, we're looking at the indices. The Dow Jones and the NASDAQ both bounce. In terms of commodities, gold continues to taper off, while oil is steady. Now, looking at the stock, tech stocks continue to trade lower, actually. In cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin stays buoyant. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're looking at a daily chart of the Euro USD, and look at that, just falling out of bed. I mean, this is as real as it gets. I mean, if we need to look to multi-year support here to give us perspective, I've been mentioning this all day long. Now, if it does break this 104-ish level, 104.78, well, guess what? We could go to heights or areas that we haven't been in a very, very long time. I mean, this is low as been right here at 0.91 to 0.87. And that could really happen, okay, if this continues to break this area, okay, on the downside. Now, looking at the Gbp Usd, also trading lower at 125, 1 hour chart. Let's just look at a weekly chart. We're at a minor support-ish level, again, at 125-ish as well. So keep that in mind. And the Aussie dollar finally followed suit and continued to sell off here down to 71.17. Not a big deal, but for one of the elements, one of the currencies that's been buoyant, to see it break down like this is just congruent of what is happening in the markets. Now, jumping into commodities, gold, looking to trade a little bit lower today, okay? It hasn't really, been buoyant. It's been retracing and just trickling down, really. I mean, it does have support at 1870. It did bounce off of it yesterday. So that's your area. Okay, I would just think it's going to consolidate around this area, okay, after this major sell-off that we've had. Now, looking at oil, trading sideways, so nothing really doing at oil, okay. As we look at it, it's still in somewhat of a wedge formation, okay, so keep that in mind. Now, looking at the Dow Jones trading at 33,416. Now, it's down, okay, from our highs of 35,000, but is this a low for now? It could be. Okay, so keep that in mind right now. 33,400 did trade as low as 33,300. So just about a 100-point bounce, okay, after this major sell-off from 35,300. Now, looking at the NASDAQ also trading right there at support. So I think everybody's really eyeing Apple today to see how it's going to come out and how it's going to fare. Now, Facebook yesterday came out with horrible news and trading at 175. You see that it's trading further down, okay, gapping down. But how much more could it go? Well, guys, it could go much more. It could go back to the $17 range, okay. This was a $379 stock, and it can continue selling off, okay. So if things are not going to turn around for it. Now, looking at Apple, okay, with the news coming out today, trading on 156, okay, if it does retrace, it could retrace down to 150. That would be my next support level, really, okay, if it doesn't sustain itself at these levels itself. Now, Microsoft did bounce yesterday and then had a bit of a sell-off, okay, it had a gap up and then a bounce. My take on it is that it's just a short squeeze, okay. People anticipated better results, and then, it wasn't as bad as they thought it was, so it bounced a little bit. And then you could see that it sold off into the latter part of the day and gave up its gains from 290. Okay, if we look at that at a shorter time frame, there you go. There's your gap up. There's your gap and go. And we hit resistance there at the 200-day moving average. And then it just gave up way. Okay, so that's really a very important level for it to give up way at 290. So let's see if it does actually close the gap on the downside. Now, looking at Amazon, also came out with quarterly earnings right now, also at the bottom of its range. So this is really a very, very important level for us to be in, okay, as long as it still sustains it. Now, JP Morgan's still trading lower to 121 as it's receding. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, it's trading sideways, okay? 39,405 did gain a little bit, staying buoyant, let's just say, as the rest of our markets are selling off. So keep that in mind later today. But lots of news coming out today. You know, it's going to be a crazy day today, so just keep that in mind. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish everybody a great trading day. Thank you.